Today I'm going to talk about the hummingbirds that I made, and I'm going to show you how to use them and a different type that I got. And the hummingbirds are basically a third hand that you could use when you're soldering. We all know that when you solder and you put flux in and then you heat it up, everything moves on you, and then you gotta readjust it to get it in the right or proper position. Now, this is different than the tweezers, so I'm going to show you how they work and a different type that I made. My name is Eliganim, and welcome to E.G. Jewel Lapidary. Now, I have these here, which I call them the single hummingbird. And the reason I call them hummingbird is because of the point on them. It's almost like a hummingbird. So I get three different types of these. They're all the same except they're different sizes. So I have this is 1 inch. I got inch and a half and 2 inch, and they're all half-inch thick. The reason for that, you got different weight to use them. So if you need more weight, you could increase the size of them. So this is one set or one type. The other one I got is this one here, and this one it's 2 inch long, but it's 1/4 inch wide. So if you have 2 1/4 inch and you put them together, then we got half-inch thick by 2 inches. The reason for that is you could take this one off and you'll be half the weight. Or if you need more weight, you just put this one on top and do it. And there's also other way to use it, so I'm going to show you how to use this one. The other one is also different weight. This 1 inch by 3/8 thick, and it's 2 inch long. And again, it's different weights than the other 2 inch. You could see here the thickness is different on these two. The last one that I got is what I call the hummingbird, because it has 3 points and each one is different. So this one here is just, it's a straight point, same like the other ones. This one here, it's a flat face or flat point, and the other one, it has a V point right on the top, and you could use it for different application that I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so let's say we are trying to have this bezel, and we got to put it in, and we need to hold it in the right position. Here I have a pattern on this one here that the bezel has to be in the right position. Now everything is stamped in the back, so I have to put it in the right position and hold it properly. So I can't have it moving later on. So I could use, if I'm using this one here, all I have to do is just go in and lock it in that position. And here's another one, or actually I could take even a smaller one. And these are all the same type, so I could use them like that. And now that's held in position. I just go put my solder in, my flux, and just solder normally, and that thing is not going to move. So these are the one type. If I have the other one, which is the double, which is this one here, it will act the same way. I can put it the same way like this, so I put it on top, and that's going to hold. Now, because I have only one, you could see it's just moving on one side. But if I have another one, that will hold it in position. But let's say, assuming that we got only this one here, what I can do is take the one outside in the back, put it sideways, and that will hold it in position, and then put extra weight if I need to. So if I put some extra weight right here, that will help it to hold it down. If you leave it in the back, what happens is that the weight in the back lifts it up and there's no contact. So if you put it sideways, you need to take this one out. So it will go down, and then you add your extra weight to it, and that will help it to bring it down. So these are the two halves that we have. I also made something similar to that, which is a little bit different on weight. So if I'm taking this one here, this is only 3/8 of an inch, where the other ones are 1/2 inch. So you can see the difference here. And this one, again, you could use it the same way. You could go in and hold it down, like so, and that will hold it. You could also put it sideways like that, but you're going to need a weight to it. This one doesn't have a second plate, but you could still use the same way. Which, if you have any other weight, you could just add it in here, and that will hold it. But it's mainly used to go like so. Okay, so these are the different ones that I have and how you use them. Now the last one is the Hummingbird. Like I was saying, it has 3 points, and you could just put it down and hold it. You could use the flat point, the point end, or you could have the V end. So why do we use the V end for? So let's say if I want to do an Ering, and I need to put a post, small post like this one here. So take this one out. So I have the post in, and usually what I do is sweat solder. So I put a solder here, put it on top, but it has to be in the right position. I cannot have it moving around. So I use the V end, and that will go around the post and hold it down, and I just align it to the proper position. Once it's in the right position, that will hold it in the center, and that's not going to move anywhere. So once I have it like that, all I have to do is just heat it up, and it's going to solder right away. Now, all these pin are, what I did is I have a treated it with the yellow ochre, so the weld will not stick to it. Also, they're heated. So when you use them, you don't clean them. You don't need to clean them. Remember, because if you clean anything, the solder will stick to it. If you have a dirty surface, like we all know, the solder will not stick to it. So don't clean them. And the other thing also, don't put flux on the tip, because if you put flux on the tip, the solder might stick to it, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so leave them dirty. You don't have to clean them. Now, also they're used if we want to do a ring. So let's say it's a square bezel. I'm going to put it in, and I have the ring shank is already done, which is, let's say, this one here. Okay, and this, I mean, you can't hold it, so it won't stop. Not only that, you also need to line it up, because since this one's square, do I need it from angled at 45 degrees, or I need it square to the top? That's up to the design that you want. But whatever design you want, you put it in the center, and you just hold it in position, and that's not going to go anywhere. Here you go. Now this is because the shank is rounded, okay? It's arced. But what you need to do is usually the area where you're going to solder down, I usually file it, give it a flat. So when I put it in, it sits in the proper position where I want it. Normally, I will have the solder of the shank itself down at the bottom, just in case I have to adjust it later on or I have to cut it to increase the size. It's always at the bottom of your ring. So the top, which this will be on top, but the bottom is, you can always cut it and you can always fix it. So that's why I put it on the bottom. Anyway, if you have, for instance, something like this here, and also that's a different one that you need to put a ring to it, and here I put this one in, same idea, the solder on the top, and this will align it properly and just hold it in place. So once it's adjusted, all I have to do is just go in and heat it up, solder it, weld it, we're done. Okay, so that's for this. Also, if I need to do something like this one here, which I did some, okay, this one here, that's already done. And this is copper, and the bezel is silver. And if I want to put it, it has to be right in the center, so I can't have it move on me when I solder. Especially with the copper at the bottom, you need more heat for the copper. And what I did, again, it's sweat soldering, which I have the solder at the bottom of the bezel. Put it on top, align it, and I just hold it with one of my Hummingbirds. And it doesn't matter which one I'm going to use, they're all going to work properly. So as long as you put it in and you hold it, it's going to hold in proper position, and that's not going to move at all from me. So once I heat it, I usually put it on a charcoal block, or I put it on a screen, and I go from the bottom heating the copper, and then that will melt the solder and it will hold it in position, and it's going to look something like that here. So all these Hummingbirds, they're different shape, different sizes, and each one has its own application and its own use. So if you need anything of these, just let me know. And also the next video I'm going to make is going to be on how to build and make these dies for your hydraulic press. These are very nice and neat and very cheap to manufacture, and you end up with something like this. And these are very nice, you can see that, and different shapes that you want to do. So don't forget to subscribe if you didn't yet. Don't forget to push that little bell that you have so you get notified right away whenever I put a new video in. And if you like this video, please share it with your friends, share it with your group, and enjoy it. Have a great day, and see you next time.